I'm going to get into a whole bunch of things around coaching with a games approach, and essentially what I'll do is we'll do a bunch of 3-on-3-on-3 and give you a whole bunch of constraints. Just remember again that anything we do 3-on-3-on-3, we can do 4-on-4-on-4 or 5-on-5-on-5. To start with, I'm just going to do something which is kind of building on what we did yesterday, which is this or that. This is called the chase drill. Just put your ball down on the side to start with. Come down here. Actually, let's go blacks down there and white down here because it's super simple. Okay, and one black, stay, come here. Yeah, just let me hold your ball for a second. Okay. We will break this into smaller groups, but right now start at the, right there at the 3-point line. You're going to run that way. Okay, chase drill. So you get a point anytime you touch the person in front of you. So when we say go, you are trying, go. Let's go, run, chase her, don't touch her actually. Okay, when she crosses her line, that is your free throw line. That releases you to chase her. So if you didn't touch her and she crossed the line, you need to pivot and get all the way back and go. Now, if you touch her, then you're released right away. So if she touches her, you're released right away to try and chase her. If you get all the way across the line, what does that do for you? Releases you to go chase her. Okay, go over there and start it. This or that. So this is this. This is the original version of chase drill. Okay, and then I'll show you what we build it to. Go. Get her, get her, get her. Figure it out. Don't keep running. Good. Get back. You got her. Go get her. Go get her. No, you're out. You're out. She's got to go. Get her. Go back now. Go. Get back. Get back. There you go. Go, 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 go. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. Go. She released. Released. Now go. Get back. Don't go. You're not going to get her. Okay. Hold. 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 Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Go get a ball. We got too many whites if you want to switch, but whatever. Everyone go get a ball. Go get a ball. Here's a ball, here's a ball, here's a ball. Everyone have a ball, everyone have a ball. You can see the strategy. And I was saying this to coaches last night. I don't want to give them answers. I want to see who can figure out either how to cheat a drill or how to come up with a solution to something. Right? Because it really is competitive to try and figure out a way to create an advantage. Okay, come down here. One of you come down here. Let's go start it. One of you come down here. Start it. Let's go 3-point line to 3-point line now. So you can start at the white line. Okay, start at the 3-point line. So you got to cross the 3-point line. So we can constrain the space or make the space wider. We can make the space diagonal. We can move the spaces anywhere we want. This is too many in one chase drill. We would break this into probably two or three chase drills because then they get more reps. But of course, I want to do it always with the idea of we're getting better at basketball. So we turn this into a dynamic ball handling drill. Everyone is dribbling. Everyone is dribbling. Ready? Everyone is dribbling. Go. Get back. Get back. Good. Got her. Get back. Get her. Quick. Get back. There you go. Go. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. She's got to get back. You got to get back. You got to get back. Get her. Good. Go. Go. She too. Good. Okay, hold. One thing we got to identify is we got to identify quicker when she crosses the line. Right? Because you're released as soon as she crosses the 3-point line. Ready? Start up there. Start there. We can dribble only. Right? Constraints. Now we can dribble only. Go. We're all dribbling. We're all dribbling. We're all dribbling. Ah. Good. Got her. Go. Go. Can't get her. Good. Okay, hold. We could go skipping. We like doing change. The ball's got to change each hand each time. 2 blacks come here. Get 2 lines. 2 blacks come here. 2 whites come here. Ready? Now you get a chance to get double points. 3-point line. Start at the 3-point line. Actually, no. Start at your free throw line. Let's do it. Okay. So if you're unsure, I think we did it yesterday, but the ball must change hands. Change hands, okay, each time. Good? Go. Real quick to make it break off. Okay, hold. Excellent. Great effort. Great effort on all this. Two come here, two come here, two come here. We would alternate. They just have more people, so I'm bringing two here. Okay. Must not run in a straight line. So I must not run in a straight line. So we could call it zigzag. I just don't like zigzag. Go. Hold. Excellent. Hold. Come here, you two. Must run backwards. Everyone must go backwards. Boop, 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 boop. Dribbling backwards and trying to touch backwards. Go. See it, see it, see it. Got to turn, got to turn. Got to reach. Got to turn. Got to get her, get her, get her. You got her, got her, got her, got her. Ah! No, you don't. There you go. Okay, hold. Somebody, and this is great, I had some good questions here. Somebody asked me about water breaks. I was going to cover water breaks a little bit. Look, I'm not here to limit water, so I make it clear to kids they're welcome to get water anytime they need extra water. I'm not a big water break fan in terms of taking water breaks, but we do take water breaks. If we take water breaks, we basically give them a time constraint and say, you've got 37 seconds, get water. Here's the thing. You got 30 you're not actually going to get water, but you can go back to the bench acting like you're getting water if you really need to get water. But 37 seconds, go get water. As you're getting water, tell your bestie something that you just learned that can help you be a better basketball player. Go. Just walk to the bench like you're getting water, and then they go from there. Okay, hold. So they got water. What's something you learned that can help make you a better basketball player? Wait a minute. What's something someone told you? Yeah, okay. Well, what's someone that's fine. What's something someone told you? Spacing is important. There you go. I don't even ask them all because that takes too long. The point is how do I develop them as communicators? I put them in situations where they must communicate. That's the goal, constantly. That they're talking and they're communicating and they're responsible for their learning. So this concept obviously builds memory consolidation a little bit where they communicate and it goes deeper into their memory because they've expressed it. That's the same concept of getting them to teach something. Having an older group teach a younger group things helps them learn it better. Like different things like that. But that would be the idea of water breaks, that they're very short, they're very efficient, because I find when you have long water breaks, it usually takes them off task. Right? They're not on task if they go take a long water break anyways. So what's the point? We're here at basketball practice to get better at basketball, so we want to maximize the amount of time we play basketball. With an older team, we might take a water break, and then I might come to this team down here, and I diagram a play and say, okay, we're going to go run this inbound. Okay, 5-on-5 inbound, go. And we run 5-on-5 inbound right out of a water break, simulating a timeout. So we use different situations like that to create a games approach. And that might be one repetition. And then we get right back into what I wanted to get into. But I'll use these different situations to be able to randomize things so that they learn how to apply things. Like they may already know our sideline inbound last second play. So like out of this timeout, we're running sideline inbound special situation. And then we go run it. Instead of doing mass reps of sideline inbound or special situations, after we taught them, we want to randomize them as much as possible, just like a game situation. Okay, get in, we only need one ball. Get in your 3 so 3 down there, 3 at center with the ball, 3 there, and then form that line over there, and we'll try and figure out our method. Just one ball. You're the smartest in the room because you kept your ball and you get to play offense. Like it. The acquisition of skills in context speeds up the application of skills in context. The acquisition speeds up the application. So the more that they acquire skills in the context of the game, the faster they're going to be able to apply it in the game. And that's why I firmly believe in a games approach, a lot of different words for that, but basically by teaching them while they play the game of basketball. And I've shown you throughout this clinic many different ways. Just create a situation where they're offense versus defense, and then have them explore possibilities. Give them coaching interventions when needed, either in the form of a question or in direct instruction, and then follow feedback with action. After you've given them information or they've come up with a solution, then go from there. My goal for them is that when I start to correct you, and this happened with you guys last night, I was really proud of that sometimes I would come to some of you and say, hey, and then they'd already tell me the answer. They'd already tell me the answer. That to me means we're getting deeper learning. It's okay to make the mistake. What we want them to get to the point is that they can be error detectors, error correctors on their own. Why? Because I can't stand on the sideline in a game and correct everything for them. They got to correct it on their own. They got to figure it out. And that part of the process is really important. The other part of playing basketball in practice and a games approach kind of concept where we learn through playing basketball is, I have not found one other way to create a competitive mindset other than playing basketball. And we'll do different things. I'll show you some different constraints. But that competitive mindset comes from playing offense versus defense. No matter what I do with time or score in drills, shooting drills or full court drills, it doesn't create that same competitive mindset. I can put a time constraint or a score constraint on three-man weave, and then, oh yeah, we got to get this score, or if not, I make them redo it. Well, again, every time you make them redo it, you're taking time away from basketball. So to me, that's not building the competitive mindset. What's building a competitive mindset is, let's just say there's not the extra players right now, and we just have a team of, say, 9 or maybe 12. And all I'd say is, okay, this team's up 5, 3 minutes on the clock. You probably won't win, but how close can you get? You probably won't win, but how close will you get? Because we only value competition relative to winning. How about valuing competition relative to getting closer? Oh, you're down, can you get closer? Right? These different types of psychologies and mindsets, we can do that when they play basketball in practice. It's really hard to do that in an on-air drill. So we want to do different things. Okay, the girls with me, is that fair? We co-created the solution here. Because I didn't want them to just stand there because we got too many with too few baskets. So they co-created the solution. Who wants to explain the solution? This is your chance. This video will be seen around the world. Who wants to step up and be on video? If it was on TikTok, they'd all step up right away. So tell me, what was the solution?
On defense, when you get off, new 3 girls come on to be the next defenders.
And then that group on defense
goes off and
to the end of the line. Awesome effort. You're a star. So that's the situation. So we co-created it because I said we got too many people, let's figure it out. This is literally how a lot of my coaching goes, is like, okay, we've got this new problem, let's find a solution. To me, that's not a weakness. Like, I could definitely figure it out. To me, that adds a strength to our team and to them individually, that they're an active participant in their development, they're an active participant in the leadership, and we're all active participants with the same goal. You want to get better, and you want to help your team win. Okay? 3-on-3 on 3, shrink the floor. So wherever I'm standing, you have to play inside of me with the spacing. Okay? Go. See where I am, you're outside of me. You got to be always aware. Okay, now hold. Awesome. We're going to keep playing. Now, different ways to play 3-on-3. Forget about constraints for a second. Here's some different versions of it. One is we can use you score, you keep. 2, we can use alternate possessions no matter what. Okay, why would I use alternate possessions over score, you keep? I'd use alternate possessions when I'm teaching something and I want them to get more reps. Right? When I want to develop more of a competitive mindset or reward offense, which I've told you already I value, then we'll use score, you keep. The other option is called bursts. B-U-R-S-T, bursts. There's a blog on Basketball Immersion about bursts relative to individual player development. But the concept applies to team situations as well. We're not going to do it because I want you all to get reps. But basically, this black team is going to get 3 possessions of offense. So they're going to go there and play offense. They're going to come back here and play offense. Then they're going to play offense again. Because we are trying to connect them to a key feature of something. Maybe we're working on pass and cut, so I want them to get kind of that blocked rep mentality of figuring out the pattern. So we're going to do 3 reps, and then you're gone. And now the next team gets 3 reps. So we would use that as something to help them connect a little bit deeper if they're struggling with the pattern, or if we just feel they need more reps of something. Continuous. And when I talk about repetitions, or I talk about randomness, or I talk about messy practices, I want you to know again, it is only messy and random to them. I know what I'm doing. I have a plan, and I know what I'm doing. And that's why you should not be afraid of messy practices, because you know what you're trying to accomplish. And people ask me all the time, how do you know that this game's approach helps your players? Because when someone new is doing it and you're playing a lot of basketball in practice, you're unsure if they're learning anything, and you're unsure if they're helping them in the game. Because when you do drills, they look very clean, they look very organized, it looks like you're accomplishing something. More importantly, parents, athletic directors, other coaches marvel at your practices because they look so organized. Right? I found the greatest compliment when you came to my practice was somebody told me that was really messy. Right? They played a lot of basketball, it was really messy. Like, I didn't want it to ever look organized because we're playing basketball and that's never going to be perfect. So how do I know it works? Well, I can tell you this in real simple terms. How do you know 3-man weave helps them? Well, I don't know. Show me the evidence-based research that 3-man weave helps them get better at basketball. And I'll wait for the rest of my life for that study. Right? But what we do know, because you know this intuitively, basketball transfers to basketball. Playing basketball the way the game of basketball is played transfers to the basketball game. Okay, here, let's go deeper. How many of you still play pickup? Some of you still play pickup? Okay. So when you play pickup, are you doing zigzag drill, shell drill, 3-man weave first? What are you doing? You're playing basketball. 2 reasons. That's fun, way more fun. And 2, you know it works. You get better at basketball by playing basketball. So that's why we try and play the game and play from there. Okay, next, we'll just play alternate possessions no matter what, so we can play from there. Okay, Jim Larinaga, Miami, University of Miami head coach, longtime head coach there. He was on the basketball podcast episode, and he shared this constraint, so we'll try it. I haven't tried it yet with this level, but only one player can rebound the ball. So decide right now, who's the one player on the floor that can rebound the ball for your team? Okay, you got it? Who can rebound on your team? Okay, you can rebound. Just put up your hand so the coaches know. Who can rebound here? There you go. So you're the only players that can rebound the ball. So as you come in, identify who can rebound the ball and just put up your hands. Go. Okay, hold. Let's give it to White. We wouldn't play out of bounds necessarily, but go White. Go White. Okay, now hold. What is the value of having only one player rebound the ball? Boxing out. The other two players, we said they can't rebound the ball, but they can still box out. And then it also develops a mindset of certain players to go get the rebound. Because I've noticed this, again, at youth levels, I can teach boxing out, but really what I should be teaching is go get the ball. Go get the ball. Now, boxing out has value, but going to get the ball has a tremendous amount of value. And I found when shots goes up, everyone kind of just stood there, waiting for the ball. Go get the ball. Like even if you're in perfect position. So we developed that mindset of being able to go get the ball. Okay, go. Try one more. Okay, no dribbles. No dribbles. No. Anyone can rebound and no dribbles. Okay, I could coach a whole bunch of things. We're not going to. Now hold. Black ball still, black ball still. So we would play it out for a little bit. But if you know, all of you being highly intelligent coaches, basketball players, if you know the other team can't dribble, what should you do defensively? Deny, pressure. Deny and pressure. Now, I wouldn't teach it initially, but the reason we would go no dribbles is to work against really aggressive defense. Right? Press up, get aggressive, deny off the ball, create havoc, and play out of that. So, you hope the first time they kind of figure it out because that's cheating the constraint. But if they don't, then I tell them, hey, what would be good here? They can't dribble. What should you do? We would call that, and this is from Dave Smart, incredible coach, obviously, at Carleton for a long time. But he had terminology, basically dead. Like, they would call dead on defense this would be a great time to call dead. If you were covering me and I have the ball, you're yelling dead, 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 which means you can cover me with no help. So what does everyone get to do? Deny. And that's a great way to be able to play against certain players. Like sometimes not to guard is to guard, right? Like we can sag off someone, but also if you can handle the matchup, you just press up on them and everyone else is calling dead, 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 and you're going dead. Whose ball? Is your ball? One last thing. Oh no, go. Let's play this first. Go. Great, a screen. So that would be another thing we'd explore. We could add a constraint, say it's no dribble, find a way to screen. No, keep going. I'll just talk over you. Turnover, right, dribble, turnover, go, go, go. I'm just being hard. That might, just a drop, but a drop's not okay either. So you just lose offense as a consequence. Oh, you got her. Oh. You're allowed to take your 2 steps to the layup. Okay, hold. Go black ball. Great job. Great cut. Great pass and cut, you two. Now hold. Now it's two-way coaching, right? So the offense was good because the cut got in front, but the defense was bad because the cut got in front. So I can stop and have a coaching intervention for offense or defense. That's the point. So we didn't jump to the ball. We didn't take away the cut. We can coach both sides of the ball at the same time, and I would. And I would stop it. So if you ask me, are my practices 50% defense, 50% offense? I say my practices are 100% basketball. And that's good because it's two-way teaching, two-way coaching. Okay, you can dribble now You can dribble now, but no help on defense. Nobody is allowed to help on defense. So if you can't help on defense, what should you do off the ball? Tonight. Great effort answering. We go no help, you can go. We go no help a lot when we overhelp to get in the mindset of covering the ball. Cover the ball. You don't need help. And we rely. Like, the best thing about creating a great help side defense is you have a great help side defense. The worst thing is sometimes you forget that you should be covering the ball with no help. Because we actually don't want to help. That's not the goal. Helping is a secondary thing. The first thing is stop the ball with no help. Where's a defense start? Where's defense start? Communicate your team. You also see who competitively will dig in and defend. Okay, hold. Fouls and out of bounds. Fouls and out of bounds. So I can't remember who asked me the question about slowdowns in practice. We remove any type of inbound in practice. Well, everything's available. So if it's out of bounds, we play it as long as it's safe. We don't want you to run into walls. But we don't want to slow down on the ball going out of bounds. And if you want to play inbound, then have a second ball. Right? Have that parent that always sits in practice. They're the designated ball chaser. Put them to work. Like, put your parents on your team if you can. If they're going to sit there all practice, have them chart stats. Two things will happen. One is you'll get stats. Or two, they won't want to sit in practice anymore because you're putting them to work. To me, that's put them on your team. I try and put, if you're going to watch practice, I'm going to put you on my team. I'm going to find something for you to do because it makes them feel more a part of it, and that's usually what they want anyways. Or, again, as I said, they won't want to be there anymore, right? Those different things. So, what was I just saying? I got lost in translation. The slowdown. So we don't play out of bounds, right, except when we play out of bounds. Does that make sense? We don't play out of bounds except when we play out of bounds. And I've never had players step out of bounds in games because we played no out of bounds in practice. Just like fouling. I've never had players foul in games more because we don't call fouls in practice. With the exception of things about safety. We'll call things about safety. Like if she had pushed her intentionally from behind, obviously that, we'll call that and we'll give them the ball back. Now, here's where I've changed my mindset. I used to do that, but now I've changed my mindset because the value of getting fouled in the smile, like the points per possession that come from getting fouled, is so high that I want to reward offense for getting fouled. I don't want them to think they're not getting a reward. So two things. One is we'll start to call fouls sometimes, or Lynn Roberts, coach at the University of Utah, on the podcast 2 weeks ago. Great concept. This is another thing for a parent to do. Anytime there's a foul, ring a cowbell or beep a horn or do something that acknowledges that the foul happened. So we say the foul happened. We're not going to slow down, shoot the free throw, acknowledge. We're just, hey, it happened. For her, they do it for rebounding. I can't remember exactly. Air horn goes off for a great defensive box out rebound. Right? Missed box out, you hear a cowbell. The point again, we're not stopping practice to yell. We're not stopping practice to have consequences. We're just creating the emphasis in what's important to you. And you can find that within what you do. I can't tell you what's important to you, but you can do something like that where it's just a quick acknowledgement. They'll obviously track it, and then at the end of practice, you'll know how many great box outs or how many missed box outs. Because for her, it correlates to winning is defensive rebound, according to the analytics that they've done. Great concept. Love it. And we could do that for free throws and fouls. Okay? Let's say, whose ball? Yeah, let's just change it. I know. You guys just want to hoop. We'll do that tonight. Let's go, you're the only player that can score. You're the only player that can score. All right? Choose a player. They're the only player that can score. Good. That was good. Air horn. Hold. Aren't you proud of both of them? Direct drives, straight lines. Now, what's the one thing I could have said to both of them? What could they have done on both handoffs? Did they have arm length advantage? They could have shot it. If that was in range and in rhythm for them. But that's where I want to get away from must and say, hey, was it possible that you could have shot that? Now, I prefer the drive, but that's where we could educate certain players, because if they hadn't created advantage off both drives, that was good. Now, both teams ran handoffs to them. Obviously, what are some other things you can do to get the scorer the ball? Handoffs, what else? Ball screen. Yeah, screens, off the ball, different situations like that. Or, and this relates back to the under-12 team, my daughter's team, it seems counterintuitive, but when we play 3-on-3-on-3, I put the best 3 players on one team. And I tell them to space and literally not pass the ball. Your goal now, we're going to try and do this, the goal of the player with the ball is to drive to score. What are the other 2 players creating for her? Space. Doesn't have to be like this. You can go to any spacing spots you want, but create space for her to drive to score. Now, if they're smart about it, they'll find their best matchup to drive to score. And I'll explain it more after you watch it, why I do it. Great effort, great effort. Okay, hold. Okay, you know the constraint, right? How would you cheat the constraint? If you knew only one player could score, how would you cheat the constraint on defense? You'd shrink the floor, right, Coach? Okay, so they didn't figure it out yet, but that, according to Dave Smart's language, I told you is dead, is I can handle the matchup, I don't need help, so everyone deny. This is called early. Early. It means everyone's early in help. Extreme shrink the floor. What does this connect back to? Remember youth basketball? One of the problems is the best player isolations. Shrink the floor. Shrink the floor. Extreme shrink the floor. We are so early in help that player has no space to drive, and we're basically making them pass the ball. Making them pass the ball. So that concept. The other concept here, and one of the reasons we do it is because I found when I put the 3 best players on one team, they would alternate between who would drive to score. But when I put them on different teams, they would dominate those teams and no other player would ever get a chance to drive to score, which makes sense too. I don't think it's wrong. They're smart about it. So now, putting all the best players on one team, yeah, that team was really good. But now I found the middle, so the next best players got squeezed, and they started to get better at driving the score because they were watching what it was looking like, they were feeling what it was looking like, and then they got to try and apply it. And that's part of the mentality of some of these different constraints things, is how can I manipulate it to be able to help them obviously play better basketball. Every player must score on your team. Every player must score on your team. Okay? So, I know this won't work because we have too many subs, but the theory is if you scored one possession, now the other 2 can have to score this possession. Right? And then if you scored, then you have to score the next possession. So let's just say when you come out, choose one person's already scored, and now the other players have to score. That type of idea. Right? So gradually as we're playing 3-on-3, they got to find, they've got to think, they've got to discover. Shoot. Oh, unless you shot over. Okay, cool. Go. Okay, hold. You get it. You know, that would play out over time. The one thing I forgot to say on the drive to score concept is, what I also found is, when I put the 3 best players on a team, The other team started to figure out that they really had to shrink the floor because we talked about it, and that made my best players better at driving, drawing two, and making a decision early on the drive to two, which my two daughters really needed to learn because they've been taught at a really young age to just shoot it every time they touch it by some knucklehead, me. But so now they've started to learn, they draw two, pass it. They draw two, they pass it. And also, they trust the other two players. Sometimes when they play with the other players, again, nonlinear development, they don't trust passing it to the other two players, so they don't pass it to the other two players, so they force shots. A general philosophy is coach to your highest level on your team. Coach to the highest level on your team. That will squeeze the middle. We're trying to lift the middle. We are trying to help the bottom get better. I'm not ignoring them. I'm going to go to them and give them more individual attention. Hey, I know you're still struggling going between your legs. Are you spending time on your own at home? Why don't you go 2 minutes this week, every day, go between your legs? Right? I'm giving them individual attention to try and get them to raise their level. And it's a reality. We treat it as a reality. Hey, I know you're not as good as them yet, but you can get better than them, but you got to do stuff on your own. I know it's not you. You're already awesome. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not caring about the bottom. But to me, if I coach to the highest level, I will raise the middle. If I coach to the middle or to the lowest level, I'll probably not help the top, and then I probably won't help the middle either as much, right? And that's the general philosophy of how we do things. So we try and create situations where they can all experience success, yes, and we can all experience these repetitions in a meaningful way. And that's what 3-on-3-on-3 does for them. Do you guys know what pistols is? Do you know what pistols is? Okay. So you must run pistols. So you're going to sprint the wing, okay, go, you're going to loop back and catch it around the white line, chest to me, right there. You're going to come in right to here. I'm going to enter here like it's a get. If I can't pass it to you because you're denied, what can I do instead of pass entry? What can I do instead of a pass entry? I can dribble off of you or I can hand off to you, right? And anytime I pass here, I'm coming back to get the ball. What am I trying to do when I get the ball? Score. You're coming and you're setting a flare for her. Flare for her, bum, play, and now we play off of pistols. So just real quick, she loops, I enter, I cut, you flare, we try and play off of that. Okay? Any possibilities? The reasons pistols is good, and if you don't know what pistols are, go play. You can play while I talk. The reasons pistols is really good action is because it's a great three-player action. And there's tons of videos on YouTube. I've got one on Basketball Immersion with some special plays out of pistols. But there's just general teaching things. Pistols is a series of three-player sequences. This is why 3-on-3 is good, because it's really just three-player sequences. Slow down the ball so you can get there. Yeah, good. Play. Try and drive to score. Good. Good. Good pin screen. Drive to score. There you go. There you go. Good action. Excellent. Good slip, good slip. There you go. Okay, hold. We're going to keep playing because you're doing a great job with this. What are other possibilities other than giving it to the player on the handoff? Simple. Do you always have to give it to him? You can keep it, right? If you keep it, instead of a flare, it'll become a ball screen, right? Or you can keep it and attack yourself. Right? Different actions off of that. Also, if I pass to the wing, so turn face me, you pass to the wing right there, and your defender jumps here, where's path of least resistance? Cut. Yeah, basket cut. So you can just basket cut and then it becomes a wing ball screen. Tons of possibilities to play out of it. But just by giving them a little bit of structure, remember structure gives them freedom from choice? We're giving them structure to give them freedom to be able to play with unstructure. Structured to unstructured. We start with structure, pistols, and then we make it gradually unstructured. Great effort. Great shot. Coach clap, right? Coach clap. I missed once. I can't tell you how many times I say that to kids. I missed once. It happens. I missed. It's all good. Really good. Really good. So now let's go. I told you about Prison Break. So Prison Break is this. You can call it a different name. It's just, again, Alex Rama calls it Prison Break. It's pretty cool. All I'm going to do, and I don't know names, Roberto, can you want to come out? Yeah. Come on. You're a legend. Let's go. Come on, let's give him a hand. Okay, so as they're coming down, so they got the ball. So let's go back. You simulated, you just got the ball. The other team, you stopped them, you got the ball. Call out the name of one of the players on defense, and they must come touch your hand. Give you a fist bump. So just come around here so they don't have to run too much. Yeah, they got to give you a fist bump. Just fist bumps, right? Because we don't want to transfer disease. All right, cool. Good. Now play. You got an advantage, temporary advantage. Prison Break, temporary advantage. Go, quick. Good, look, where's your advantage? There you go. Oh, yeah, good D. We got an advantage. Lay up. Ah. Okay, hold. Now, they could, you're amazing, by the way. You want to stay for a sec? What's your last name?
Campanella.
Roberto Campanella?
Yeah.
Roberto Campanella, if you don't know him, coaches TAP and does a great job. I was with them last night. They do a great job with this program. One is I can tell when coaches do a really good job, and I know Adam would say the same, because you know how engaged players are. And I also, the other part, I could tell that they enjoy being there. And both TAP groups enjoyed being there. Regardless of me, they look like they enjoyed being with each other. They look like they enjoyed being with the coaches. They look like they enjoyed getting better at basketball. To me, that means the coaches have created a learning environment and a development environment. To me, that's really important. That no kid came in that gym and looked like they were afraid or looked like they didn't want to be there. That was really cool. And to me, that's not always the case. And that's obviously psychological safety that they've created. Okay, what's one thing that you've emphasized? I know I'm putting you on the spot, so take your time. One thing you've emphasized that is a must for them, say on offense or defense, that they must do this. So this is something that you've emphasized throughout the program. Is there anything? Okay, compete, but we have to define that. What do you want to say? Sprint to a corner. That would be a demonstration of competing. Let's say that. Because competing, like, what does that mean? Is that cool? Sprint to a corner? Yeah. Because we might do some two-side tonight anyways. Okay, so if you are off the ball, you must sprint to a corner. If you don't sprint to a corner, coach will call hangman. That means your team will get an H. We're not going to stop practice, but they're going to get a consequence. And we're going to play hangman or hangwoman, whatever you want to call it. And they'll get an H, and then they'll get an A, and then they'll get a N. I just forgot my spelling. But you get the idea, is that the consequence will show up throughout practice. And we can emphasize something different, but the players are responsible. Say we have the same teams, but something we want to emphasize, we just create an emphasis for it. Okay, let's just show it quickly. Okay, ready? Sprints. To the corners, all the way to the corners. No. You have to judge whether they're running hard into the corners. So that would be an H. Okay, hold. Yeah, they just say, you'd say hangman. That means you get an H because you didn't run hard to the corner, for example. Thank you. We set that up in advance that you didn't, so that you could show the coaches. That was awesome. But you get the idea, right? So anything I want, there's an emphasis, and then it would be less people too, so it would be a little bit more consistent with the teams. And usually, again, in 3-on-3, if we have extras, and then it's like a team of 4, that's fine. You just sub a person every possession. You know, they sub. I don't sub. They don't sub. Okay, let's give Roberto a big hand. That was awesome. To be able to play out of that situation. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and 1. A 3-point possession is when you score in the smile. A 2, you get 2 points, is for a 3. A 1 is anything else. Okay? 1 is anything else. So a 3, 2, 1. So we can create a scoring system to emphasize the way we want to play. We could make it more extreme. I'm just not that good in math, but some people might go 5, 3, and 1, right? But they got to do their own math. They got to keep score. One thing about keeping score is, hey, what's your score? Yeah, I know you don't know score. But I would go and ask a player and say, what's your score? They need to always know their score. Have you ever played a game where you don't know the score? So we don't want to practice without knowing your score. They're responsible for the score. So their team should constantly call the score, or individually they should know their team's score. What gets to the next level is if I can say, what's the other team's score? What's their score? If they know the other team's score, then I think I'm connecting them to a competitive mindset of knowing the score. And to me, there's value in them keeping the score over me keeping the score because they're paying attention to competitive mindset, which is, are we winning or not winning? And if we're not winning, how can we change it? And if we are winning, how can we push the lead? Right? That type of mentality. All right? So that was Hangman. Okay, must trap. Must trap. Okay? Back up, this group, back up, because I stopped your possession. So you must trap when they cross half. We must trap anywhere and any way. Okay? Actually, let's make it even easier. Must pass over half. Unless you stole the ball and you're ahead of all your teammates. Must pass over half. Whenever you're ready. Trap, trap, trap. Defense, trap. Not two of you. First person's right, right? First person's right. Go, 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 go. Cool. Keep going. I'll let you play one more. Chop, 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 chop. Good. Rotate. Good. Okay, hold. Ask me the question, would I teach defensive concepts out of that? Yes, absolutely. Would I teach them initially? No. Because who do I want to experience success against chaos as the offense? But eventually what I can do is organize the defense and say, okay, on this trap, what pass are we taking away? And we can also change the location and obviously trap in the front court instead of the back court. But we could organize the defense. I just wouldn't start it organized. I wouldn't start it organized. And if I want to be a pressing team, I was just with Tobin Anderson, head coach at Fairleigh Dickinson, Division I, New Jersey. Tobin Anderson All Access has an immersion video product where he goes through his whole pressing system that he's used throughout Division III, Division II, and now Division I. It's just great stuff. What a great blueprint for success that he uses. But the one thing is, that we talk about is, if you want to be a pressing team, don't teach press break first. If I teach press break, then now you're playing against organized. And you don't know what the other team's going to do anyways, so play more against disorganized, and then press break becomes a later concept to develop. So whatever you want to be, don't think about giving the other team, the defense or the offense, a solution, because it helps you get a little bit better. A little bit better with it and a little bit more comfortable with it first. Okay, let's go 3 here. We're going to do it at both ends, but watch. Come here, you 3. Start with the ball, face her, get in the line. You guys can all get in this line. Get in this line. Go to this rim. You're on defense. Okay, right there. Cool. You're good. You're safe. Just get to play defense. All right. They're going to play one-on-one-on-one. This is called a platform drill. This is called a platform drill. And it's on YouTube, Basketball Immersion YouTube. One-on-one-on-one is there. You'll just see it a little bit better here. That recording was from a camp. But to start with, just play one-on-one. Go. One-on-one. Go. Just one-on-one. Anything you want. But get to the smile, right? Cool. Now hold. Whether you score or you don't score, you can offensive rebound and keep scoring until the defense gets the ball. Once the defense gets the ball, that releases you on top. You must relocate. As soon as she catches it, sprint somewhere, catch it, and then I'm attacking the catch immediately. Once you lost possession, she got the ball, that means you go to defense. So she outlets it, go, outlet it, boom. Now you're on defense, attack. Now hold. You're gone, Zoe. Bye-bye. But you don't want to pause and let her settle, right? You want to attack her in space. Space for speed, attack a closeout. So we're working on, we call it quicking the catch. We're not catching necessarily in squaring. This could be, we're working on rips. Depending on where you're coming, you could rip it and go. You could just catch and go. Or if you're coming straight on, you're just running into the catch and quicking it. When you're running, you don't want to run along the three-point line. You actually want to run a little bit higher than 3 so that you can come into it with space for speed in terms of that. Okay, start it again, play one-on-one just on that. Now, do you understand that if you make your shot, you can rebound it and keep scoring until she gets possession. So if you can, score 45 straight baskets until she gets possession. This is building a little bit of a competitive mindset, rebounding, offensive rebounding, competing. Go. Play, not a bounce. Okay, go, quick. And also, transition to defense, right? Go quickly. You can rebound, keep scoring. No, it's not you. You got to get the ball. You're not off till she gets the ball. Get the ball when... Good. Now, outlet, move, go. Drive it. You're off now. Yep. Good. Keep scoring. Keep shooting. Keep getting it. Good. Power up. Score. Get it again. There you go. Awesome. Way to compete. Okay, hold. You guys want to play down there too? Let's go have fun. Get a few more in this line. Go. Keep going. Yeah, I could throw you a ball. Obviously, you can put in different constraints. You could put in must attack and counter, must turn it into a Barkley protection plan, turn a drive into a post-up. Work on individual skills while they're competing in the context of the game. Must back pivot, must shoot off 1 foot, must score with no backboard. So many constraints you can use to help shape learning. Must not spin. I banned spin dribbles in all of Winnipeg last night. They didn't listen today. Cool, hold. Okay, let's have fun. 2 lines, start at the white line. 2 lines, start at the white line. So back up, now you got 2 lines. 2 defense, 2 offense, same rules. Let's spread out those space to 2 lines, space to 2 lines. Yeah, there you go. 2-on-2, go. Same rules. Now you can build it 2-on-2. Any 2-on-2 sequences? Rebound, score it, outlet. Good. Yep, keep going, keep scoring. There you go. Okay, hold. We'll keep playing, but where do you got to catch the ball as the offense? Yeah. Start outside white. Now, you can catch it ahead of the white, but you can't go to the white and wait for the ball. Basically, when they get the ball, say you got the ball, take a step back. She got the defensive rebound. Now that clears you to run to the ball or run for it, but you can't creep up to the three-point line. All right? And also, we're trying to figure out space here, right? We're trying to figure out space. You see how many times they drive into each other's space? Right? Different concepts like that you can build really easily out of this. This isn't just go compete. This is obviously you connect them to your principles of play that you want them to play with. Now, say you outlet there. Okay, must run a get. A get is the part of the pistols where you pass to the player, and now you play a 2-player game off of the handoff. So how's a good way for you to get to the get? Is it just to turn there? Possibly, if she's playing like that, just turn, and you're right there. Okay? It might be a situation where I've got to create some deception. I cut across you, and then I come back up, and you bring it back to me, and we play out of it. You got to find a way to be able to get open. We call them quicks. They were a foundation of everything we did, and all it is based on the triangle offense of old with Tex Winter. They're random pinch posts somewhere on the court. Random pinch posts. Okay, try and play out of that. Go. Rebounds. Good. That's all right. Play. You sub out if you need to. You all right? Yeah. Figure it out. Okay, hold. Go 3 lines. Same thing, 3 lines. Go 3 lines. Start at half court. Back up the lines to half court. 3 lines, half court. Go. Get a third on defense. Yep, there you go. Thank you. Figure it out. Okay, hold. Pretty fun to play basketball? Like playing basketball? But you can see, I mean, the energy, the talk, the enthusiasm. I mean, again, this is not about them, unfortunately, but you can see when they get to play basketball, they love playing basketball. And they'll see that tonight. They'll get a chance to play some more basketball tonight. Let's give them a super big hand. Also, hey, give yourselves a hand. You deserve it. Okay, yeah, you guys go celebrate, go over there for a second, and I'll wrap up. You're done. Thank you, you're amazing. And I'll see you guys tonight, so we'll be besties again. Yeah. So just to clarify what a platform drill is. As much as we think they're high-performance athletes, they still have a limited cognitive capacity. We can all agree we all have limited physical capacity. I can only run so long before I'm going to be tired and probably stop running. It's the same thing mentally. So the idea of a platform drill is use the same drill and just change the constraints or the emphasis within the drill so I don't have to spend time in practice teaching new drills or small-sided games or versions of 5-on-5. We literally can come to practice every day and say we're playing 1-on-1-on-1 or 3-on-3-on-3, and then we're just manipulating the constraints to work on different things. Today we're working on pistols. Tomorrow we're working on gets. We're doing different things out of those. That is the idea of a platform drill. Instead of having thousands of drills, which used to be pride for coaches, literally my practice plan is basically play basketball and then decide what we need to do to get better at basketball. And that really does simplify the process for me, but it also helps me keep the focus on what they enjoy. And that's the value of the games approach. Whether you feel that way or not, I do want players to enjoy practice. And even saying that, if you ask my 9-year-old or my 11-year-old daughter, ask them what their favorite drills in dad's practices are, or games in dad's practices are, and they will both have different answers. And you know what we do in practice? We play basketball. But they will still have versions of the basketball that they like more than others. And that's realities. But what they both agree on, no matter what is, when we play 3-on-3-on-3 or 4-on-4-on-4, that's their favorite thing. And I know, like, if a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old that don't have that much experience playing basketball connect to what they really enjoy in practice and is playing basketball, that tells me that that's important. And that's important. A lot of these things, by the way, I've done with college-level players. You know the rock, paper, scissors chase, the chase drill. Like, this isn't exclusive to young kids. basketball is basketball, and all players like to have fun playing basketball. But more importantly, what is fun for basketball? Fun is improving, and fun is your team succeeding or getting better. So notice progress. If your team's not winning, that's fine. Can you still notice progress? Can you still point out things that they're doing better than they were last week? And that's super important. My whole goal here is not to change what you do. It's to add to what you do, make over what you do, subtract from what you do, and hopefully stimulate your thinking. I'm just here to stimulate your thinking. If you could do me a big favor, as I thank Basketball Manitoba, Adam and Dan in particular, who are my hosts, can you please give them a public shout out on Twitter, Insta, Snapchat, wherever Adam is, probably hanging out on TikTok. Like, give Basketball Manitoba props. Because I don't think we do that enough. We don't openly do that enough where we appreciate the fact that they put all this energy and time into doing a clinic. And you should as well give yourself a shout out and be proud that you sat through this session and be proud that you put effort into your learning. The best, and this is throughout basketball immersion, the whole philosophy, the best player development is coach development. The best player development is coach development. So I thank you for the opportunity to be able to share with you. I will be here. I'm available for questions. As you get food, I'll hang out here or up there. And I'm always available at B-Ball Immersion on Twitter or Basketball Immersion on Instagram. My DMs are open, so if you have any questions, please reach out as well. And I thank you for the opportunity to be able to share the game. This is one of my bucket lists, and I really appreciate you being here for me. Thank you.